The kindest thing you can do for a begging cat is sometimes to say no. Let me explain why. Those eyes track the fork. That nose lifts and works the air. A single paw reaches toward the counter, testing you. And you, being kind, being soft, being the loyal staff that you are, think about sharing a bite. That instinct comes from love. But love and safety are not the same thing, and the gap between them is where a lot of cats quietly get hurt. So let's close that gap. Let's talk about what you can safely share, what you should never share, and why your cat's own body decides the answer. Here's the first thing to understand. Your cat is not a small person, and it is not a small dog. Your cat is what scientists call an obligate carnivore. That word obligate simply means required. Your cat is required by its own biology to eat meat. Not encouraged to, required to. A dog can scrape by on a mixed diet. Your cat cannot. Somewhere deep in its evolution, the house cat's body quietly switched off machinery that other animals kept. It stopped making certain nutrients on its own because for thousands of years it never had to. It ate whole prey. The prey supplied everything. One of those nutrients has a name worth knowing: taurine. It's an amino acid found in animal tissue, and your cat's heart and eyes literally depend on it. A cat that runs short on taurine over time can go blind or suffer heart failure. And your cat cannot make enough of its own. It has to eat it. So when your cat stares at your plate, understand what that stare really is. It's a hunter's body asking for the one thing it was built to need: meat. This is why a proper cat food matters more than anything you'll ever hand down from the table. Table scraps are a snack. They are not a diet. Whatever you share should be a rare, tiny extra on top of a complete food made for cats, never a replacement for it. Keep that frame in your head for everything that follows. Now, the part you came for. What can you actually share? Plain cooked meat is the safe heart of the list. A small piece of plain cooked chicken. A flake of plain cooked fish, a bit of plain cooked turkey or lean beef, cooked through, no seasoning, no sauce, no oil, no salt, nothing on it. Just meat, the way a cat's body has understood meat for millions of years. Notice the word that keeps repeating: plain. Because the danger in your kitchen is almost never the meat itself. It's what we humans put on the meat. And that brings us to the foods you must never share, no matter how much that little face begs. The first is a whole family of vegetables, and it hides in nearly everything you cook. Onion, garlic, chives, leek. Scientists group these together as the allium family. To you, they're flavor. To your cat, they're a quiet poison that damages red blood cells. And here is the cruel part. It doesn't take a whole onion. Small amounts, especially the concentrated kind, powders and cooked-down sauces, can do real harm. Garlic is even stronger than onion. Think about how much of what you eat is quietly built on onion and garlic. Gravy, broth, most leftovers. That harmless scrap of your dinner is very often soaked in the one thing that hurts cats most. This is exactly why plain isn't a suggestion. Plain is the safety rule. Keep going because the list of hard no's is short but absolute. Grapes and raisins. In some animals, these cause sudden kidney damage, and the safest, most honest thing anyone can tell you is simply do not risk it. Chocolate, which carries compounds a cat's body can't handle. Caffeine, in coffee, in tea, in energy drinks. Alcohol, in any amount, because a cat's tiny body is overwhelmed by doses that would barely touch you. Then there's one that surprises almost everyone: xylitol. It's a sweetener hiding in sugar-free gum, in some peanut butters, in baked goods labeled no sugar. The evidence in cats is still thinner than in dogs, but the honest scientific answer is to treat it as unsafe and keep it far away rather than gamble on uncertainty. And two more. Raw bread dough, which can rise and ferment inside a warm stomach, causing real trouble. And heavy salt, the kind coating chips and cured meats and fast food, which a small body simply isn't built to process. Onion, garlic, chives, leek. Grapes and raisins. chocolate, caffeine, alcohol, xylitol, raw dough, heavy salt. If you remember nothing else from this entire video, remember that one list. Now here's a fact that reframes the whole idea of treating your cat, and it comes from a real study of the cat's sense of taste. Your cat cannot taste sweetness at all. Researchers found that cats carry a broken version of the gene that builds the sweet taste receptor. The instruction is there in the DNA, but it's switched off, like a light with a snapped wire. So sugar to a cat tastes of nothing. That cookie you wanted to share, that sweet treat you thought would delight it, lands on a tongue that literally cannot register the sweetness at all. Sit with what that means. Every sweet thing you might hand your cat gives it none of the pleasure you imagine, and often carries risk on the side. The sweet treat was always for you, not for the cat. Your cat was built to chase the taste of meat, of fat, of prey, not dessert. So if sweetness is off the table, what is your cat actually asking for when it begs? Often, it's not the food, it's you. Cats are creatures of ritual. A predictable feeding time, a familiar bowl, the sound of the same cupboard opening. These things settle a cat the way a steady routine settles a child. Much of the counterside begging is really your cat asking to be included in the warm, repeating pattern of your day. You can answer that need with a scrap of plain chicken now and then. But you can answer it just as well with attention, with play, with the simple predictability of showing up. And there's a better way to give a treat than from your plate, one that speaks your cat's oldest language. Play that mimics the hunt, the stalk, the pounce, the catch, followed by a small, real reward it can actually eat. That sequence isn't a game to your cat. It's the ancient shape of a meal. It scratches an itch no table scrap ever will, and it costs your kitchen nothing. Now, a gentle warning about the quiet stuff. Milk. You've seen the picture 1,000 times. A cat, a saucer of milk, the very image of contentment. But most adult cats can't properly digest the sugar in cow's milk. They lose that ability as they grow up, the same way many humans do. So that saucer of milk, the most classic cat treat in the world, often just leaves your cat with an unhappy stomach. The postcard lied to you. This is the theme running under everything we've said. What looks like kindness through human eyes, milk, sweets, a rich bite of your dinner, can look very different through a cat's body. Kindness has to be translated into your cat's biology to actually land as kindness. And here is the line I want you to carry out of this video and into your kitchen tonight. Everything specific about your cat, its weight, its age, its kidneys, its history, whether a certain food is right for it, belongs to one person, and that person is your veterinarian. Anything new, anything health-related, any worry at all goes through them for your cat, not for cats in general. This video hands you the map. Your vet knows your particular cat's terrain. Because there is no single perfect list that fits every cat alive. There's only the plain, safe meat, the short list of hard no's you now know by heart, and the one professional who knows your cat by name. So the next time your cat sits at your feet and stares up at your plate, you'll understand what you're really holding. Not just food. A small act of care that only counts as care if it's safe. Share the plain bite if you like. Skip the onion and the sweet and the milk. Answer the real hunger underneath, which was mostly a hunger for you. And that little hunter watching you from the kitchen floor will be exactly what you wanted it to be all along. Safe, fed, and yours.